Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto here with my last review that I'm going to be posting today since I finally caught up on my reviews. I saw this movie just this morning. I went out and got to see Fences, directed by Denzel Washington, based off of the play by August Wilson, and who also wrote the screenplay for this film, starring Denzel Washington, Viola Davis, and this was a very powerful film. And for the most part, I absolutely loved this film, and this was fantastic. Now, it's a hard transition going from the stage to the silver screen when you're trying to translate something because they're very different media. And there's certain things that work on one, certain things that work in the other. And overall, Denzel Washington really impressed me as a director here. His storytelling was great, and the way he utilized the minimal sets was fantastic. And you really felt engrossed and felt like you're just sitting around having these conversations with these actors, and that was great. And visually, this film looked great, and you got that real grittiness of this world that Denzel's character lives in, and you really felt like you were there in this time period. And the costume design, the production design was fantastic. Really hit that era of time that this film was supposed to be taking place in the early 1900s. And the big thing is this film is super powerful, and the way the story is told, you're slowly peeling back certain things, and understanding of the characters here was really well done by Denzel Washington. And some of the shots and the tracking shots and how things were framed, there was a lot of attention to detail and really good choices made by Denzel Washington in this film. And that made me very happy to see such a film that was getting so much buzz turn out to be so well made, and by somebody who's a very accomplished actor. He's directed, I believe, 2 other films besides this, but Denzel definitely has a hand for creating film as well. Now, when it comes to the writing, I haven't seen the play, and I know that this play was adapted by the one who wrote the play, August Wilson. The dialogue in this was fantastic, and I loved it. I felt like I was watching a Tarantino film that had such engaging just dialogue, and this film was so based off of that was really important to do. And I felt really engaged in everything that was going on up to the very end of the film, and I really liked that about it. And this was an interesting story, peeling back certain aspects of the characters. And now, my only 2 real gripes to this film, I guess, would have to do with the writing and how the story is told. Is there's certain things that should have been shown and not just told through dialogue that would have impacted some feelings and understanding of certain situations, and you really feeling how the characters are feeling and getting better connection to certain things because you would have seen it, and you would have seen certain characters instead of just being told about them from a distance. And I guess that's lost in the translation from stage to the film. And the other thing was, towards the end of the film, I wasn't quite sure where the film was going once you heard us hit a certain point. And then by the end, I wasn't the hugest fan of how things played out. And I guess that's just a personal thing, but that took me a little out of the movie. The ending, which honestly, the ending of film is one of the hardest things for you to get right. And I felt like this fell a little flat and didn't really work the way I would have liked it to. And but the thing is, the acting and the characters in this film are fantastic. You spend all this time with Denzel Washington's character and Viola Davis's character, and they're so deep, have so much meaning to them, and so many layers, and you really get a sense of them, and the performances are fantastic. If the 2 of them don't get nominated for Best Actor, Best Actress, I'm going to be shocked. And I would even put in Stephen Henderson, who plays Denzel's best friend in this film. I thought he did a fantastic job as a supporting performance, who really anchored a lot of some of the turns and the twists of the film and the story. And honestly, I think he would be up in the running for Best Supporting Actor, which, from before I saw this film, the writing, the dialogue, and the acting were definitely the things that really stood out to a lot of people. And I would say so. They really do stick out in this film. And overall, I really love this film. This is a film that I probably would want to watch again and probably would own. I would probably have to wait some time to see how the ending really sits with me, but for now, wasn't the hugest fan, and I'm also a huge fan of visual storytelling, which I guess that's not why I've never been a. I guess that's why I haven't been a big fan of like stage performances and stuff like that, because you have to rely heavily on dialogue in certain situations like that, and I felt like some visual storytelling could have been more helpful in certain parts of this film. But overall, I'm gonna give Fences an A minus, and if this doesn't get nominated for Best Picture, I'm gonna be shocked.